Right, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really in the mood for this today. I got on thinking, you know what, let's crack out some Ayrton Senna career mode, and then I realised that I've got to do Monaco. And with how bad this game is, I'm really not looking forward to it, but it's all part of the grind, so let's cook. So yes, welcome back to my Ayrton Senna driver career mode on F124. As you can see, we are going to Monaco, arguably Ayrton Senna's best track. I mean, he won there 6 times, I believe, 5 times on the trot between 1989 and 93, I'm gonna guess. And of course, one of the best qualifiers here, maybe the best qualifier here of all time. So it's one of his sweet spots. Not one of mine, though. But I'm looking to do Ayrton proud, and I'm aiming for a win, because I think it's only right. So let's get to the track, and try not to hit the barriers too many times. In fact, you know what? By the end of this video, I will keep track of how many times I hit the barriers. Comment down below how many times you think I've hit it. If you get the answer correct, I will give you a tube of sour cream and onion Pringles. Alright, bosh. Alright, so here we are on track for hot lap number 1. Now, I am going to let everyone go by that's behind me. Give them some room. There we go. Bosh. Now, Monaco is a track mostly about strategy and tactics, rather than sheer pace. And of course, qualifying around here is by far the most important of any track on the calendar. If you can get on pole here in Monaco, there is a, I'd say, 90% chance that you're going to win the race. Unless you are Charles Leclerc in 2022, of course. Now, this track, with this game's handling, is really poor. I noticed that it's mostly the high-speed tracks and the extreme low speed are really bad with these cars. So I'm just trying to put a lap together that's very mid. You know, the Sector 1, I'm 3 tenths up on Magnussen. And honestly, I'm just trying to not crash. You know, just drive the car. And do what they say in real life, which is build. Build up in the weekend and then give it everything at the end of qualifying. Now, of course, getting like a top 10 should be absolutely easy. It's just getting into that upper top 5 is going to be really tricky. So we cross the line, and we are going to put it P2. Very good first lap. Only, I mean, I say only, it's still 2.5 tenths behind Max Verstappen. Now, 2.5 tenths round here is probably the hardest to find of any track, of course. So, I think I could definitely find that time, but it would need a perfect lap. As perfect can be. So, back to the garage, new boots. Now, of course, traffic is also going to be a problem. So I might actually come out a bit earlier than everyone else to avoid that traffic. But let's do it. Right, so I've actually done something really intelligent here for once. I actually came out after everyone else. So I've got a clear track ahead of me to begin my final run around Monaco. And the target is pole. But I believe Verstappen might have extended his lead, and of course Leclerc is now up to P2, but it's a great run through turn 1, and I'm already 2 tenths up! My goodness! Now I'm going to go a bit later. Oh, I've banged the barriers a little bit there, don't worry, we move. Swing the car in, I've got grip, I'm announcing that to everyone, I have grip. Get round the hairpin, the slowest corner on the entire Formula 1 calendar. And you really have to turn the wheel more than you really think round this track. But that is one of the best Sector 1s I have ever put in round this track. But I need to deliver through the other 2. Let's brake late into the chicane. Get round there. Get on throttle very early. Lovely stuff. Now we need to go full committed through here. Get in there. Come on, baby. Let's go. Fastest Sector 2. Skimming every single wall on this track. But that's fine. Into the final sector, the bus stop chicane. That's the wrong track, that's at Spa. Ignore me, the swimming pool chicane. We come across the line, and is that not the most incredible thing you have ever seen in gaming history? My goodness, what a time to be alive. That is genuinely one of the most exceptional, extraordinary, spectacular things I have ever done in this game. I said that the handling was horrific, because it is, and I'm not very good with it, especially around tracks like Monaco. But I have done more. I have not just delivered your, like, Big Mac from Deliveroo. I've gone and delivered your whole weekend Tesco shop. Come on! That was genuinely the best lap I think I've ever driven. And there's a recurring theme here. I keep saying that. Am I just getting better at this game or something? Because it feels like every single weekend I'm saying that I keep putting my best performances. Like 2 days ago, my team career at Imola, I said it's one of my best performances. QUALI in wherever it was, Australia, one of my best performances. But that, I think, tops it. That is one of the only times that I've driven a lap around this track, or any track for that matter in any game, and I actually felt adrenaline. Like, I actually felt something. That, wow, no words. So, my target was a P1 in the race, and to do that, you need pole. And I think it's safe to say I got it by a decent margin, you know, only nearly a second over Max Verstappen. Lando Norris, though, another disappointing qualifying, only P12 on the grid, getting not only out-qualified by an Alex Albon in the Williams, but both Saubers as well. Now, the expectation is to win. That is very, very obvious. So let's do it. And here we are for the Monaco Grand Prix of 2024. Ayrton Senna on pole for I don't even know how many times. It'd be 7th or 8th time in history. And I'm still stunned by that lap I put in. That was incredible. I didn't even know that there was 1.2 seconds to find. I said after my first lap, 3 attempts is a lot round this track. I think I can do it, but it will take a perfect lap. I did a more than perfect lap. But anyway, we are now focusing on the race. Now, if you don't already know this, which if you watched the real-life Monaco Grand Prix, you should expect what I'm about to say. This race has the very high potential to be extremely boring. This might be the shortest race in history for you lot, because there won't be a lot to commentate on. The only thing that's really noteworthy is if I crash, or when I go in the pits, or if there's a safety car or red flag. That's it. In terms of on-track, gaps, tyres, fuel, none of that means anything as long as I'm still in P1. So, let's go. And Lando Norris, of all tracks, decides to take an engine penalty. Now, actually, I back that decision. I do. He was P12 on the grid. He ain't scoring points, very most likely, unless he does an undercut. That's the only chance you have of points, and even then, it's like a P9 or P10. So using an engine penalty here ain't a bad idea. However, why are we taking engine penalties like 5 races in? What's going on? As always, we'll be doing a medium to hard strategy. Now, I do like this because it means we're doing medium on the high fuel and then hards on the low fuel. So my lap time should be fairly similar from start to finish. And without further ado, without any more delay, I think we're ready to go. So, Ayrton Senna on pole at his best track. Can I convert it to a win? Now, I'd say the most important part of this race is the start. Now, you might say that about every track, but realistically, if I lose P1 here off the start, there's a very high chance I won't actually be able to get P1 back. So, I'm known by myself for doing good starts. Need to keep up that reputation. Let's go. For the Monaco Grand Prix, arguably the most boring race in the history of Formula 1, begins now, and it is a very, very good start for me. Not one of my best, but good enough. I do hold on to P1 going into turn 1, and I am off. Max Verstappen on the hard tyres, he's looking to go long. Now, we actually have some different strategies at play. I'm going to be coming in many, many laps sooner than Max Verstappen. So, it's all about coming in and coming out not in traffic. If I come out of my pit stop in clean air, this should be free. And, you know, Verstappen can be up my arse from start to finish. It doesn't matter. The only chance he has an overtake is a dive bomb into turn 1. And the AI ain't going to do that. And I'll tell you what, my confidence in this car, for some reason, has skyrocketed. Like, I am proper swinging this car into some of these corners, especially the first left-hander after the first chicane out the tunnel. I'm, like, properly swinging my car in that corner. So DRS gets enabled. I have a 0.8 gap to Verstappen. Now, as I said, you literally can't overtake. And even if he wants to try, it's supremely easy to defend. So, all that matters is the pit stop. That is it. That is the only thing that can deny me a win. Lap 2 complete, and it's another fastest lap for me. Verstappen is still lingering within that DRS range. I would like to clear it. You know, obviously building a gap is, you know, not a bad thing at all. That's very, very positive if I could do that. But I tell you what, Verstappen and those behind, they're quick. Like, they are not slouching today. Right, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to pull a gap on Verstappen. As much as I'm trying and pushing, he's very quick in that Red Bull. So, even saying that, I've set the fastest Sector 1. I'm not entirely sure how, but that's always positive. It actually looks like me, Verstappen, and Hamilton are sort of class of the field right now. As expected, the only person missing is Alonso, probably, from the best drivers on this grid. But he's in P5, you know, he could, actually, to be fair, the top 5 is all the best drivers on the grid. You know, obviously unbiased towards myself. I keep getting really bad understeer on the exit of the penultimate corner. Like, I have to put my wheel, like, over 90 degrees to turn around a less than 90 degree corner. It's really odd. But we move. I'm comfortable. Verstappen is close, but like I said, you know, he can't overtake, so I'm not actually feeling any pressure whatsoever. So all it is about now is, you know, keeping a decent lap time, be consistent, don't make too many slip-ups or bits of oversteer, get in that pit, make sure we've got clean air, and it should all be very simple from here. Of course, I think like an unlucky time safety car just after I stop, or even a red flag and I muck up the start again, those things could also deny me. But if those things aren't present in this race, then this should be easy, easy peasy. Alright, so we're 7 laps in, or 6 actually, and somehow I'm still setting fastest laps. I have no idea how, but I am. The lap times are still very consistent in that sort of mid to high 1 minute 10. Tyre wear is getting increasing, it's increasing quite a lot. We're up to about, you know, 80 to 20% on the tyres now, although it seems like the tyres are fairly balanced. It's not the usual where one tyre is incredibly worn compared to the others. All 4 seem to be wearing at the same rate, which is a big help. Right, we're on lap 9 now, which is only 2 laps later, but the pace has fallen off dramatically. I went from doing mid to, like, high 1 minute 10s to now high 11s. So, I don't know exactly why. I think the tyres are going off a little bit, but not really. I mean, a second difference is pretty drastic. I think it's that corner there. As you can see, Verstappen closes up by about 7 tenths around that corner. I'm just really slow for some reason. But as always, he can't get past, so it's fine. Right, we have a mid-race goal. It's going to be charge the ERS to 60%. Now, that should be very, very easy. Since we're around Monaco, I could just leave the ERS off until it's charged enough. I mean, Verstappen ain't gonna get by, so that's fine. This is the closest he's been, to be fair. Within, you know, half a second of me. Charge that ERS up all through this middle sector. This lap time is about to be so horrific as I bang the barriers twice. Not ideal. Right, there we go. Task completed, so we can put the ERS back on. And now we can actually use a lot of it, which is, you know, that's a good thing. The lap time is going to come in as a 12.5. Jesus. That's really bad. My goodness. Okay, anyway. Tyres are dropping off massively, though, now. I can say with confidence, the grip is gone. Lots of oversteer coming in. Apart from then, when I somehow managed to brake too early. This is the corner where I'm really struggling, though. I don't know why. I'm really, like, it's like my car is, like, slowing down more than it should, if that makes any sense. But anyway, we're not stopping this lap. We're going to stop the next lap. That's where everything determines itself. If I have a good pit stop, it says right now I will come out dead last, which is actually a good thing. It's just how far behind 19th is the crucial thing. So at the final corner, to begin the penultimate lap, actually to begin the final lap on this first stint until we pit and put on the Pirelli hards. Fantastic. Now, if I'm being honest here, my brand new hards should be quicker than Verstappen's old hards. And that's what's going to matter. It is truly outlap critical. And because Verstappen is on those hards, he's going to be out for longer. So it's actually going to be about 3 to 4 outlap criticals. If only Hamilton's engineer told him outlap critical, we might have got a few places higher. But I tell you what, this race is more of an endurance race, really. I mean, 27 laps is quite a lot, really. Definitely the longest race on the calendar, but anyway, here we go. Into the pits, we must go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Now, please, team, do a good stop. How is that only good? How is that only good? Okay, so we're going to lose about 0.3 of a second, maybe 0.4 of a second in the pit stops. But now, where are we going to come out? It's not looking good at all, really. And oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay, right. This is instantly become extremely bad. Wheel to wheel with Nico Hulkenberg. We are still wheel to wheel round sector 1. I have got that place. This is truly a horrible situation, because what's going on is I'm stuck in immense traffic. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen at all. It said I'd come out 20th. I came out like 14th. This game's waffling. All I can hope is that the laps I'm currently doing is enough. Although I really do need to be in those high 10s, low 11s if I want to stay ahead. But with people like Sainz completely blocking me, it's not looking good at all. So Verstappen stays out another lap. That is a blessing in disguise. Now I need to get ahead of Sainz here, but can I do it? No, his car's just too quick in a straight line for me. This is really bad now. I'm going to have to swing one up the inside whether I like it or not. Sainz is going to block me a little bit. We go wheel to wheel, lots of oversteer. He's going to push me off a little bit. We have to go all the way around the outside. We are still wheel to wheel. Slip up the inside of that corner. That is a very crucial overtake here in Monaco. And I need to give it the beans. Come on, car. Diving up the inside of Yuki Tsunoda here. That'll do. He should go into the pits now. No, he's actually going to stay out. Verstappen also stays out if I have massive oversteer. Now, this lap is everything. This has to be an incredibly strong lap if I want to get ahead of Verstappen when he pits. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be so close. There's a 13-second gap to Leclerc. The gap to leader is what's important. It needs to be around 18 to 20 seconds if I want to stay ahead. And I do improve through Sector 1 upon my best lap. That is very, very important. Really strong Sector 1. I was going to ask my engineer what the gap to Verstappen is, but I can't do that because I've got his audio off, so... Unlucky, what's his name? I forgot. Derek, that's the one. Fastest middle sector as well. This is really, really good. Verstappen pits. He's on the medium tyre. I'm coming... Wait, he's all wet. Wait. This is going to be close. Come on. Come on. Yes, come on. Okay, we do come out ahead. Miles ahead, actually. I thought that was going to be close. It really wasn't at the end of it. I now have a 4-second gap to Verstappen. The only car ahead of me is Checo Perez, but he still has to stop. So, once everyone pits, I will be back in P1 with a 5-second lead over Verstappen, which is going to keep increasing because he's stuck in traffic. Let's go! I got stuck in traffic really bad. Now Verstappen could have a taste of it. Ha 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 ha! Checo Perez pits, which means at the end of lap 16, I am now the race leader where I was before I stopped. Verstappen moves up to P2 with a 7-second gap to me. And even if he closes it, which he probably will over the course of the next, 11 laps, there is nothing he can do. Now it's just, staying consistent, being fast, but, I don't need to push very hard. In fact, I don't need to push at all. I can turn this into a Sunday drive and I'll probably still win. However, that's not the kind of competitive racer that I am. I don't care that I have a 6-second lead over Verstappen. I don't care that this win is almost guaranteed. I'm giving it everything. Because that is what Senna would have done. I think. Would he? I don't know. If Senna was winning comfortably, would he slow down or, push hard still? I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Max Verstappen takes the fastest lap of 1:09.7. That is 8 tenths quicker than me on that lap. He's already closed the gap down by 8 tenths on me. Whoa, big oversteer. That was almost very bad. And I tell you what, one thing I am disappointed by is my ERS recharge. For some reason, it's like really low. I only get about 10% recharge a lap, despite, most of the track being braking. Anyway, we crossed the line to begin lap 19 with a 5.1 second gap, so Verstappen closes the gap by another second. Oh, he is seriously cooking. Too bad it literally means nothing. Now, you could call my commentary overconfident, egotistical. However, when you're leading the Monaco Grand Prix, and all you've got to do is drive and bring it home, of course I'm going to be egotistical. I'm winning this thing as we get another mid-race goal, which is going to be achieve a lap time of a 12.6. That's, a 12.7's quite easy, to be fair. I'm lapping in the high 10s, low 11s. I feel like I can do a mid-12, do you know what I mean? The only thing I don't like about the mid-race goals is that most of the time they contradict your race strategy, as in, they'll tell you to, save ERS when you really don't want to be. You need to be using it. And then, saving fuel, managing your tyres, stuff like that can really ruin someone's race if they choose to do, the goal rather than the actual on-track, race. So I'm not sure about that. Even those lap time goals, that was extremely easy. I beat it by 2 seconds. But if you're doing a high management sort of race, and then you need to push and to achieve that lap time, that could ruin your entire weekend. I'm really not happy about them. But anyway, Verstappen's got that gap down now to 3.3. He's already cleared Lewis Hamilton by 5 seconds. The top 3 right now are kind of the masters of Monaco, if you will. Verstappen's shown his brilliance round here. Hamilton's won it 4 or 5 times. Senna, I mentioned the stats. The only drivers missing from this list is maybe Nico Rosberg. And I can't actually think of anyone that's dominated Monaco in such a way as these 3 and Rosberg. I don't know. Someone should leave a comment if there's anyone else, because there's definitely a big one I'm missing. Surprisingly, that lap, Verstappen only caught me by 3 tenths. Is his tyres getting a little bit wary? I don't know. Nope, never mind. He's got me by 7. It's that corner. It's that one corner at the exit of the slowest corner in the entire F1 world. He has caught me by 7 tenths through that corner alone. But through Sector 2 and 3, and the first part of Sector 1, we are equal. If not, I'm a little bit quicker. 5 laps remaining now. Can I bring it home? The gap to the strap-on is only 1.8 seconds. And I've accidentally left my overtake on for the entirety of the previous lap. So I was wondering why I was having so many oversteer problems on that previous lap. It's because I have my overtake on, you Dumbo! Okay, final 3 laps of this Monaco Grand Prix. Come on, let's win this thing. Gap to Verstappen has stayed around the low, you know, 1 minute, 1.3, 1.2 sort of area. It is literally that one area at the exit of the slow corner coming up where I'm losing time. Everywhere else, we are equal. As you can see, I go through that corner, I lose a load of time. Verstappen is now right there, 0.6. Luckily, I've got a lot of ERS to use. I have been saving it, although, to be honest, I've left it on hot lap, like, permanently. And not only is it sustainable, but of course, it's just gradually improving my lap time if I was to just have it on medium. So that's been a big help, I'm not going to lie. Penultimate lap of the race. Here we go. I'm now lapping in the low 12s, high 11s. So the lap times are getting pretty poor. But that doesn't even matter. The only thing that matters is stopping the Dutch national anthem being played for the 867th time in a row. And of course, giving Ayrton Senna his 7th win around these streets. And now I debated about putting Monaco on the calendar, because this race, for the most part, has been very, very boring. And I'm sure it's been even more boring as a viewer. But you can't leave out Monaco. You can't not let Ayrton Senna run these streets. You know, it's a thing that it had to happen. You have to come to Monaco as Ayrton Senna. Now, like I said at the start of this video, I was targeting a win. You know, a win would have been so special. Obviously, he's the most successful driver here. He's the most successful driver in the world, in history, when it comes to this track. And, you know, we had that extremely special qualifying lap. Not just because, you know, driving as Senna in Monaco, but just in general, that lap was immaculate. To come into the race, the expectation was to win. I said that only a safety car or a red flag or some traffic could stop me from winning. I did have some bad traffic, but I still managed to pull out the lead. And now we come through the tunnel for the last time into this chicane, one of my favourite parts of this entire circuit. You swing her in, you ride the curb, you get close to that wall, and we're off. And then, full commitment through there. Of course, being mindful of how worn my tyres are, through the swimming pool chicane, into, I forgot the name of this corner, for the final time. And the final corner, Ayrton Senna, aka Futimus Cribitus III, has done it. I have won in Monaco. And wow, genuinely, what a time to be alive. Oh my goodness, that's one of the best wins I've got. Just in terms of feeling, it's emotional. Do you know what I mean? That was class. And so here are the finishing results. Me, Ayrton Senna, takes the win, converting pole to victory. Max Verstappen does a P2 to a P2 with the fastest lap at 1:09.7. Is very quick. And Lewis Hamilton goes from P4 on the grid to P3 in the race and snags the podium. Now, who started P3? It's Charles Leclerc. P3 to P6, what went wrong for him? And Lando Norris with another disappointing performance, only P13. I mean, to be fair, he's gone from P19 to P13 in Monaco. That's 6 places. That's actually really impressive. But I feel like you just, why not just like qualify like in the top 6 or something like you're supposed to? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, into the Drivers' Championship, we now lead by 23 points over Max Verstappen. Lando Norris P13 of the Drivers with 1 singular point. In the Constructors, we are now second with a 13-point gap to Red Bull. I don't know where Perez got. I believe he got P4. So that's 29 points for Red Bull and 25 for me. So they actually gain, which is very annoying, but we move. If Lando can get up there in the top sort of 6, top 7 area, we are seriously a contender for this Constructors' Championship. That was a truly special, remarkable episode of Career Mode here in F1 24. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'll be back very soon for more Ayrton Senna F1 24 Driver Career Mode and F1 24 Driver Career Mode where you drive as Ayrton Senna. And yes, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, all the usual stuff. And I will see you next time. See ya!